MMA boxing talk here. I want to talk about boxing. It's been a while since I put out a video, a boxing video. Just not enough time in the day to stay on top of MMA and stay on top of boxing. I mean, it's really tough to do both. And for a while there, it was a little bit slow in the boxing world, but it's starting to pick up and heat up. November is looking like a great month for boxing. We got Kovalev Ward, we got Lomachenko Walters, and possibly Anthony Joshua might be fighting. Not really sure who against at this point. Seems like everything's up in the air, but I want to start off by talking about Tyson Fury, the lineal heavyweight champion of the world. Just tested positive for cocaine. He's It's likely that he's going to get stripped of his titles. I would be surprised if they don't strip him of his titles. He's got the WBO and he's got the WBA. Now, there's already rumors, going around that Joseph Parker is going to fight Andy Ruiz Jr. For the vacant WBO title, which is one of Fury's belts. Now, that would be a great fight, especially for Parker. I think it's very winnable for Parker. In my opinion, Andy Ruiz Jr. is not really a top 10 heavyweight, but I don't know. He doesn't really impress me all that much. I think Parker would dispatch of him. Probably, I think he would take him out, no doubt. Maybe not right away in the fight, but I think he would stop Ruiz eventually. So obviously Parker would want to take that belt. He'd get a title, WBO title, and whenever he fights Joshua, it would be, a unification fight, which would be huge. But I don't think that fight's official yet, and of course they haven't stripped Tyson Fury of his titles yet, but I think they will. Now, it's a real shame with Tyson Fury, but it is what it is. I mean, we all have choices in life, and he obviously made the wrong choice, and I think he's going to suffer for it big time. But now, when we talk about Anthony Joshua, because Joshua is supposed to fight Parker, Parker's the number one mandatory for the IBF. That would be, that'd be a great fight. I can't wait to see that. It will happen eventually. I don't think it'll happen next, but I do think it'll happen early 2017. But it's interesting. I'm all over the place, but it's interesting because the fact that we hear now that Tyson Fury might be stripped of his title, there's talk. Well, what's next for Klitschko? And there's been talk Wladimir Klitschko versus Anthony Joshua. But that fight, it's not going to happen in November. I don't think it'll even happen this year, to be quite honest. They need a little bit of time to build that fight, because Joshua Klitschko are very well known in the boxing world. But at the same time, it's like not too many casuals know who they are, right? Not like, say, Pacquiao Mayweather. All the casual boxing fans knew Pacquiao Mayweather. It's not the same in this, so they would have to really promote this fight and take, a few months promoting this. So I don't think it's best to have Joshua Klitschko this year. I think early 2017. Personally, I would love to see Joshua fight Parker this year at the end of the year. We'll see what happens with Parker and Ruiz. But I'd like to see Joshua fight Joseph Parker at the end of this year, and then maybe like March, April, fight Klitschko. But like I said, a lot's up in the air. We don't know if Tyson Fury is going to get stripped. I believe he will. I think most people believe he will. Let me know what you guys think about that. I want to talk about Vasyl Lomachenko versus Nicholas Walters. That's going to be a great fight. I cannot wait. This fight was supposed to happen about a year ago. I was disappointed, when it didn't come to fruition back then. But now it is signed, sealed, and delivered. Nicholas Walters got a little more money than he originally asked for, or that he got more money than was originally offered in the past. I think a lot has to do with that because Canelo's not fighting at the end of the year. HBO has more money in their budget. I believe it's like $4 million extra they can play with. So they got to make this fight, which is great. Nobody really wanted to see Canelo fight another fucking bum or someone that nobody knows. So this is awesome. Lomachenko is, technical fighter in boxing. This guy is so evasive. He's so fast. He has those fast twitch muscles. And he's just a treat to watch in there. I mean, there's nobody in the history of boxing that's ever fought like Lomachenko. I mean, this guy is a unicorn, basically. There's nobody like him. And two-time gold medal winner in 2 different divisions. You got to remember that. So he won one of his gold medals at 126 pounds. The other one was at 130 pounds. Nicholas Walters, the bigger guy, the power puncher, the knockout guy. And Walters gets to fight, on his terms. He wanted this fight at 130 originally, back in the day. And he's going to get paid a lot. Like he's going to get the money he wanted, I guess. This is a great fight. I'm definitely favoring Lomachenko. I think, he's really going to confuse Walters in there. But anyway, that's a great fight. Let me know what you guys think about that fight. And last but not least, we have Kovalev Ward. November 19th. Lomachenko Walters is November 26th, for those of you who don't know. Kovalev Ward, I cannot wait for that. A lot of people, they're building it. They're promoting it like, Kovalev Ward, the winner is going to be pound for pound number 1. I don't truly buy that at all. I think Roman Chocolatito Gonzalez is number 1. 4-division champion. He just moved up and fought the most experienced guy in Carlos Cuadras at 115 pounds. No tune-up fights, no nothing. Fighting the bigger power puncher, and he walked him down the whole fight and won a unanimous decision. It was a great fight, but it was clear that Chocolatito won that fight. So I'm getting at is Kovalev Ward. The winner might be, arguably number 1 or number 2 or 3. Because Kovalev's right there. He's up there, in the top 3 in my opinion. But the winner is not going to be number 1. Great fight, though. I mean, I'm definitely leaning towards Sergey the Crusher Kovalev. He's, been way more active lately. He's got power on his side. He is a very good boxer, very underrated boxing skills, and I think we're going to see that in this fight. But Andre Ward, he's been very inactive lately. He hasn't had a solid, significant win since 2011 against Carl Froch. And Carl Froch, great fighter, but he's not an A-level fighter in my opinion, He's a brawler, the guy he's got a good chin, but he's not a boxer puncher, let's put it that way, like Kovalev is. So I think, Kovalev's gonna pose a lot of problems for Andre Ward. I don't know if he can stop Andre Ward. Andre Ward's very crafty. He's very savvy in there. But I just can't see Andre Ward, coming out of that fight victorious. That's just my opinion. Anything can happen. But, I mean, Sergey Crusher Kovalev is a tall task, especially if you're not at your best, and you haven't been active and fighting top-level guys. I mean, if Andre Ward came in there and fought and beat, guys like Shabransky or Beterbiev, or, even Chilemba, if he had his last few fights were against guys like that and he was beating those guys handedly, then it would be a totally different thing. But he's not. He hasn't done that. So that's why I'm leaning towards Kovalev, and I'll definitely be picking him to win. But let me know what you guys think. I just had to put out a video talking a little boxing. It's been a while, and there's lots of great fights coming out. I will be putting out prediction videos for these fights. Lomachenko Walters, Kovalev Ward, Pacquiao Vargas. That'll be a great fight, which is coming up. I think it's next weekend. No, sorry. November 5th, my bad. We're a month away. But you know, that'll be here before we know it. Can't wait for that one. Let me know what you guys think about all those fights. If you like the video, subscribe. Check me out on Twitter at MA Boxing Talk 1. That's it for this one. Peace.